Hey everyone, it's Anime Fangirl 1221 here with a cosplay tutorial video on Cheshire Scarf from Pandora Hearts. First thing you are going to need is a reference picture. I have provided a link on my blog if you would like to go and check it out. It's simplecosplaytutorials.blogspot.com. I will post a link in the below the description. That's what it's called, the description. Alright, so that's step one. You find a reference picture. If you don't like mine, you can go on to Google and just type in Cheshire Scarf from Pandora Hearts. It should bring up a bunch of pictures. Alright, step two. Step dos. Gathering materials. First thing you will need is black material and pins, which I have pinned. I have pinned my thing. I have already pre-cut this out because I didn't feel like waiting. So yes, you will need some black thread, and you will need paper. Just scrap paper, blank white paper, that's alright. You need 2 medium or large jingle bells, like this. This is the one that I will be using for my choker. As you can see, I have not made my choker yet, I will do that in a different video. Then you will need red ribbon. Where's my red ribbon? It's here somewhere. That was my puppy. Hi, puppy. I don't know where my red ribbon went. Oh, it's right here. So, red ribbon to go around the ends of the scarf. You will also need some scissors and office tape, and finally a pen, pencil, marker, anything will work that you can draw your pattern with. Alright, completion of step 2. Step 3, you will need to measure around your chest. If you are a girl, you will need to bind your chest before you take your measurements, or else your measurements will be wrong. That is not what you want. Okay, so in the reference picture, his scarf goes from his shoulder to his lower arm, so it wraps around his arms. I didn't want to do that just because I'm weird like that. So I did from my shoulder to about here on my chest, or on my chest, my torso, whatever you want to call it. Alright, and so after you have measured around your chest, you measure how long you want your scarf to be. So my scarf ends about right here, so like mid-shin. And that's a good place, so then it's not too long that the ends of the scarf will be dragging if you're at a convention, but it's not so short that it isn't proportional with everything else. Now you will need to measure how wide you want it to be. So from hi Bailey. So from here from here to about here, that is about 5 inches, and then you add an inch, a half an inch or an inch and a half, half an inch to an inch on for seam allowance. Alright, so that is completion of step 3. Step 4, you take your measurements and you draw out your pattern. You will need to, so a pattern will go like this. It'll go from here here, and then it'll bend down, so it goes down to where you want the end of your scarf to be. You can see on you can see on mine. This is my pattern. So here's where the shoulders is. This is where it ends on my torso. And then it goes down from there. Alright. Throw that on there. Now, okay, so after you make your pattern, you cut out your pattern, then you pin it to the black fabric, and you cut that out, then you take off the pattern and you pin the fabric together. So there's supposed to be 2 pieces of fabric, like so. Oops. There's 2 pieces of fabric. So make sure when you're cutting it out, you fold the fabric over in half. Okay. Now it's time to sew the scarf. Yay! Alright. So when you sew the scarf, you will sew from about here down to like an inch before the edge of the scarf. Alright? Alright. So from about here to the end of your scarf. To about the inch before the end of the scarf. Alright. And then, so you do that on both sides. You can use a sewing machine or you can hand sew. I hand sew a lot, so that's what I'm doing. Ow. So after you sew both of the sides, you flip it inside out. I would demonstrate that for you, but I haven't completed sewing this yet. So, now, so you flip it inside out and you sew it right here, right across. So you have this, and you sew it right here. I have sewn it because I did it as a mistake, so I'm gonna have to chop it all off. I'm not gonna chop the fabric off, I'm gonna chop off the thread. Okay. And then you go and you hem this side of the torso part and this side of the torso part. And then you fold them in like that, so it looks like this. You can't really see it, but so it makes it, and then so then you sew it like that, and then you're done with that part. Now you go to the end, and you go to the end of your fabric, and see it's kind of flared out. I don't know. I kind of messed it up, so one side's more flared than the other side, so that kind of sucks. Alright. Now you separate the ends. So separate the ends like this, like so. And you stuff it with like extra loose batting or quilting batting. I'm going to use quilting batting just because that's what I have. You tear it up into pieces and you stuff it in. You don't want to stuff like the whole thing because then it looks weird. You just want to stuff like, you don't want to like pack it in there either. You want to just like sparsely stuff it, so it gives it that fluffy feeling or puffy feeling. And then after you take it, after you've stuffed it, you take this and you bunch the end. So you bunch the end, and you take your, or you can actually sew this. You can sew it so it stays shut, and then you take your red ribbon and you go around and you tie a bow. You tie a bow. You make it all nice and pretty, so it looks like a perfect little bow. And in the center of the bow, you're going to sew your bell. You're going to sew your bell into the middle of the bow, just because that's what it is. Or you can sew it behind the bow. I guess that would work, right? I don't know. I haven't gotten to that. I haven't gotten that far yet. But yeah. Then you. Then I think that's it. Actually, yeah, that's it. So you stuff it, you bunch it, you sew it, you tie it, you sew the little bell on, and you're done with one side. Then you do the other side completely how I just showed you. Then you take your completed sides of scarf and you put them on the face. I don't have my other one, so I'm going to use my pattern. Alright, so it makes an X like that. Then you have your friend help you and pin it in the front and the back. And so then you take it off ever so carefully. Ever so carefully, yes. And so it'll keep that X shape. Wing. So keep that X shape. And then you just sew it where the edges are of where it intersects. And then you're done. Yay! And you have a completed Cheshire scarf from Pandora heart. Thank you for viewing. Subscribe. I don't know if this video is going to be weird. Subscribe, like, and comment, and rate, and do everything. If you want, as I mentioned before, if you want to view the written tutorial, it is posted on my blog, www.simplecosplaytutorials.blogspot.com. I will post a link in the description, and I think that's it. So, thank you for watching, and I guess this is Anime Fangirl signing out. Bye!